So right behind me is the Arch in I got the right. It's the Arch in I'm going this way, I guess, in St. Louis. I've actually been there. Um it's huge. It's not what you when you get it closer, you're like, wow, it's really crazy. So one day I was at my sister's house and they were watching some TV and they were watching something that I would never normally watch. It was called How Did They Build That? How they build that, that's crazy. So how they build that? It's a show on Smithsonian Channel. There's so many channels. There's so many channels out there, and it's just. I mean, it's a lot, and it's it's interesting to see what shows they produce. And they're well produced. And so you can get this particular show on Paramount Plus, which I do have Paramount Plus. But this particular show, Jay Ellis hosted for me of Insecure fame. I was like, I know that guy. So he was saying, I was like, I know that guy hosted. But it's about these outrageous buildings that are built around the world and how they build them. Nothing I would normally watch. Construction, but we watched about 4 or 5 episodes in the first season. They were in a row. They come on in a row. They go by really fast. And the show started in 2021. So it's not third season, fourth season. I was like, wow. It was a chick that was sitting in an air conditioned house. It was really hot outside. We're just kind of watching them. And it's like, oh my goodness. It has been, you know, seeing this one, I think it's an apartment building slash retail space in the Netherlands that went up. It was like it was over water, and they had to drain the water out, build the base, put the water back in, and then build up and out. I'm like, how? I mean, some of the stuff, and some of these ones that I mean, the heights they go to, I could not, I could not um imagine being 200 stories high, 180 stories high, 100 stories high, building something. The one thing I was coming away from this was the actual construction workers who risked their lives to build these gigantic, you know, things, buildings. I get scared just watching them. It's a crazy trip. So, um, now, for example, I've been to the World Trade Center back when it was around, and I've been to the Windows of the World restaurant, which is in 100. It's a lot, and I remember up there, I was scared up there. I didn't like the weight, how high it was. It's beautiful, but I'm not a heights person. I've been to some high places. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. But these buildings, like who lives in them? They work in them. It's just I don't. I have no need to be that high up. I know for some people it's a status thing to be that high up. But I digress. That's a whole other story. But if you want to know how things, even if you're not into architecture, you learn so much stuff, structural work, the science of it all, how they come to these things. It's a trip, you guys. And I just was in awe of how they people do this one. There was this one where it was like a J for James. It was a J shape, and how they designed that. How functional can it be? The room. It's outrageous. So Smithsonian Channel or Paramount Plus. How did they build that? There's the other series too. It was like how they this that, how they fix that. It was all those things, but that I didn't see those. But this one, I was like, that's a trip. Um, actually, I've seen another side note, another program, how they built the World Trade Center. I've seen that whole story. It's a trip. You can check. I forgot what I found that at. I want to say that was on one of those cable channels. I can't remember what it was, but I think it's HTV or something. It was a trip to see how they built that years ago too. What went into that? So it's all a trip. Um, I'm James Hunt Jr. I don't normally watch that, but I did. If it came on again and I was in the room, I'd watch it. Nothing I would go to. But if I saw it again, I'd watch it. But I reckon but if you are in architecture and buildings and stuff, check it out. This is a video only series here on JLG Media YouTube, so check out the other episodes. If there's some shows you think I should be checking out, let me know and I will watch them. Bye.